Yes.
Well done, you.
You could just sense the relief and the pleasure that the team got from that, Toto.
Yeah, it was really great because it was such a tense race. We had mega pace on the ultra soft at the beginning, and then you could see when we pitted on the super soft, Kimi was just faster immediately from the get-go, and we knew it's going to be very tight at the end, and this is what happened.
Yeah, but it seems to me your work ethic through this weekend has been very smart, it seems, and I think it's paid off brilliantly today, because everything you did in the free practices has obviously paid dividends today.
Yes, you know, I'm standing here and taking the credit, but I'm taking it for all the guys back at home and here that have sorted out the problem that we had on Friday. We weren't particularly strong on the long runs. We weren't fast enough on a single lap, and we bounced back on the Sunday when it matters. And if I would be Nicky, I would take my hat off to them.
I remember we were having the conversations throughout last year, and we were trying to find any weaknesses in your car, and there's not that many, but occasionally we talked about the starts. He got a flyer today, didn't he, Valtteri? That seems to be an area that the whole team has really improved upon.
Yeah, our starts were pretty good this year, and the system has changed, and then obviously the toe down there is help, so possibly P3 is the best position you want to start in Sochi.
Yeah, Ted, we obviously did a little bit with Valtteri back home in Finland. Tell us a little bit of what the guy's like within the team, because it was very interesting where he had the radio to tell his engineer, don't talk to me, because he just wanted to concentrate on his job.
Well, I'm still a little bit traumatized of the pictures of Ted in the sauna.
We all are.
I'm gonna carry that in my mind for a while. He's just a very calm guy, and you can see that, and I'm very proud on that at the end there was lots of pressure with a 4-time world champion behind him, and the communications on the radio was all cool, and bar one braking, there was no mistake at all in the final laps.
Just tell us, I mean, it took Nico, I think it was 41 races, Nico Rosberg, before he got his first win. Obviously you guys were just getting back into Formula One, so that would put a lot down to that, but just 4 races. Right, in the top team, the Mercedes team, for him to get his first race win under his belt. How do those two differ, Rosberg and Bottas?
They are both very analytical and with a calm approach on things. But I wouldn't want to, you know, put everybody in a box. They are very different personalities. But the balance between Valtteri and Lewis works very well. And that dynamic is part of the success today.
But it's game on, isn't it,
yeah.
for you? You've got 2 guys, you've got 2 race winners now, you've got this battle with Ferrari. You must be so happy that you've got both of these guys now, hopefully on the top of their game.
Yeah, I'm very happy about the result, and we are going to celebrate that, that's for sure, because it's his first victory. But there is also lots of lesson to be learned, and understand how we can progress better and how we can get faster. Need to understand why we couldn't give Lewis the car that he needed today.
Why was that? 30 seconds off his team, that's quite a big gap.
No, I think that 30 seconds is maybe doesn't reflect the right picture. There was no more to gain for him at the end. We hoped for a strategy, we hoped for a safety car that would have been the only lucky punch to get us back to P3, because Kimi's pace was just mind-blowing fast. And once the balance on the car is not 100% right and you're not able to get the tire in the window, you're lacking pace, and that happened today to him.
Toto, thanks for coming out and talking to us. Go and enjoy the champagne. Now, we're going to hear from Felipe Massa. Rachel's just asked him about that incident with Vettel on the last lap.
Felipe, so unfortunate today when you had that slow puncture. You were running at 6th at the time, came back out in 9th. Would you have finished 6th without it, do you think?
For sure. I had the race completely on my pocket, so I had maybe almost 8 seconds in front of Checo. So, yeah, I had a lot more pace in the car than what I was doing as well. So, yeah, we had the 6th position in the pocket today. Unfortunately, puncture is something that it can happen in our job. Unlucky today. But I was so happy with my race.
Just to talk me through, I mean, Valtteri's obviously got his first ever Formula One win. I know you two teammates for so long. Great day for him.
So happy for him. I think he deserved it, the position he had today for the driver he is. So I think maybe people was not talking about him on the right level he is in terms of drivers. And I said straight away when he signed with Mercedes that he would do a good job. And he's doing. So shows that the 4th race he had his first victory. Now he's a different driver because he achieved a victory. and I'm so happy for him. Yeah, and we'll see he will achieve a lot more than what he had today.
I just finally ask you just about the end of the race. Obviously, they both came up against you, Valtteri and Sebastian, and had to get past you. Sebastian was on his radio after he went round you and said, really? What was that?
No, he wasn't on his radio, but he never his radio complaining, no? I'm sure. I left completely the inside part for him. I back off before in corner 4. He didn't want to go. So then I saw that he was afraid to dive inside. I was completely on the left. And then I let him by straight away after. So anyway, I am also sure that he was not going to pass Valtteri in the last lap of the race. I'm pretty much sure. Anyway, complaining is he really liked you.
Lewis, it seemed that in the end you just sort of had to settle for 4th today. Is that how it was?
Yeah, well, firstly, a big congratulations to Valtteri. He did an exceptional job all weekend, and yeah, it was just quickest and did a great job. And it's good for the team. For me, yeah, I mean, already from once I got round kind of the first couple of laps, I was just basically stuck where I was. But I mean, I don't know if I would have been able to have made a big difference moving forwards or not, but I think I definitely had the pace to be with the back. But ultimately, positioning was everything.
Can you pinpoint exactly what the problems are you've had this weekend around here?
I think through the race I understood it, yeah.
So that in the race, in terms of your driving, or the car we hear was overheating during the race and you had to try and get some cooler air onto it, but actually in terms of you feeling just lacking...
Speed-wise, I know where, I think I know where it is, so I'll try and fix it for the next one.
Okay, let's just move it on then. Finally, positive for the team is that Valtteri did win this race. He held on. It was incredibly tense towards the end there for us to watch.
As well, so.
What does it mean, that first win? What did you say to him?
Well, you couldn't hear me. I just said congratulations. You deserve it. Great job. You couldn't hear me though. The helmet's on.
But it's a good result for Mercedes to keep that win away from Ferrari.
Yeah, no, it's great that we have had great success through here over the years. I just wish that I could have backed him up, for the team in terms of points, but I held on did the best I could with what I had in the end.
Thanks very much, Paul. Coming up on the notebook later, how the driver of that car, Carlos Sainz in the Toro Rosso, staged what's arguably the comeback of the day from well down on the grid after a penalty for his antics with Lance Stroll in Bahrain to finish in the points. Indeed, the first time Toro Rosso have scored points here in Russia. We'll also hear about how Lance Stroll, posting his first finish of the season, got lost on his way to Parc Fermé and had to be told where to go, and we'll be rounding out everybody's race as well. But just a quick word as we look at Valtteri Bottas' side of the garage about the esteem in which he is being held in this garage. They talk here about how hard-working Valtteri is, how he's getting better at every race, and how impressed they are with not only his workload, his engineering application, but also his raw speed as well. And we should add to that today, his nerve. Heikki Kovalainen summed it up well. Nerves of steel, with Sebastian Vettel bearing down on him. Absolutely top stuff from Valtteri Bottas. And I thought it was, I appreciated Toto Wolff's charming words about me with my top off in Valtteri's sauna at his boys' sauna party. And thanks very much, Toto. The important thing is that my wife doesn't mind the old Sean Connery chest wig, so that's okay. Right, let's get into Ferrari, shall we? And what happened to their day. I spoke to their team boss, Maurizio Arrivabene, directly after the race. And just bear in mind at the beginning of this, he'd spent the whole race on the pit wall. He didn't want to move, and so he needed to go somewhere. Check this out. Maurizio, it was a thrilling finish, wasn't it? Maurizio, quick word in English. I can understand your disappointment, having been locked out the front row, obviously. Where did it get away from you today at the start?
No, they're not disappointed. I was just to go to the toilet. So, tell me. Sorry.
Well, just won't keep you very long. Just where did it lose? Where did it lose you today? At the start, maybe?
A bit at the start, but the car showed up that it was very, very strong, especially in the last part of the race with Sebastian. So it's okay. It's going to be an interesting championship.
Okay, we'll let you go.
Shake my hand.
Thank you.
Awesome.
Thank you.
Valtteri, many congratulations. Just tell me how you're feeling right now.
Yeah, obviously really happy. It's difficult to explain the feeling, a little bit surreal. It is the first one, and all the work that has gone into this, achieving this, is amazing. But now I've got my first one, hopefully first of many. Now I know how to do it in Formula 1, and just very, very thankful for the team for making it possible. You know, it was a tough race with Ferrari again today, but we managed to keep in front.
What was going on inside your helmet in the last 10 laps?
Last 10 laps I was asking for a bit of radio silence actually from the team, and just wanted to feel more like home, nice and quiet. So that helped, you know, then I could focus on the driving itself and everything, but there was not much going on really. Just I was trying to get most out of every single lap, and the main thing really was the back markers, getting through the traffic, not losing too much time or having any accidents with them.
I know before the race we showed Ted visiting you at home and getting into the ice bath with you. I think he's going to try and claim you need to do that before every race.
I'm really happy that he actually survived it alive. You know, I thought he was going to die in there. So yeah, that was it's good to see him still alive, first of all. But yeah, I mean, it was good fun to show you a little bit about my home and about me. So hope you liked it.
One thing you did say in it, just finally for me, was that we said to you when Lewis is on his day, is he unbeatable? And you said nobody's unbeatable. You know, you've dominated this weekend for Mercedes. Does that mean you're on a level par with Lewis now? Do you think the team should see it that way as well?
I think, you know, this weekend I've performed well. I guess the team is happy with the performance at this weekend, and obviously the first few races haven't had quite my best results, and for different reasons the results haven't been there, but the team knows exactly where my performance is. I've never doubted my skills, and I'm just keen to, you know, prove more in the next few races.
Congratulations.
Thanks.
Fernando, you were so positive yesterday when you talked about how the car went through the corners and how you were able to drive it, and then you get to the race today and you don't even get to take part.
Yeah, unfortunately, yeah, we are not able to participate in the race. So yeah, another engine issue. So yeah, hopefully, you know, we need to find a way to improve the situation.
What do you know? What part of the engine was it? The MG KRA again?
I don't know. I think until the car is not back in the garage, we will not know. But I think it was something on the hybrid system that you know, power of the car. But yeah, frustrating. You know, nothing we can do. Obviously, driver point of view, we come here, we drive as fast as we can. We help the team as much as we can, and we prepare the next race now on the fitness point of view, on the strategic point of view with the engineers, etc. But when we come here and the engine switch off is quite frustrating.
You've got the Indies to look forward to though, and you're heading over there to get in the car this week. Will you come back for Spain for the Formula One?
Sure. You know, it's good, you know, to have Indy in my head now. You know, some preparations going on. Also, we have you know, many other projects that I mean, you know, the go-kart school and other things that keep your head busy. But you know, my life is Formula One and my dreams are in Formula One, and you know, I've been always, you know, into Formula One. So we need to figure out how to improve the situation here.
So how much does that hurt then? Your life is Formula One. How much does it hurt right now?
Well, it hurts in a way that, you know, you prepare yourself for the maximum, like all over the winter for this year regulation, etc. But, you know, after we didn't finish in Australia, in China, in Bahrain, it's not that you arrive here thinking that you will be on the podium. So more or less you expect a tough weekend. So when it finally happened, you know, it's less of a frustration.
Congratulations, great race, great result, P6.
Yeah, I'm very, very pleased. I think once again we were there to take every opportunity that was on the table for us, and I think the team did a fantastic job with the strategy, waiting and not be too impatient with the stop. And I'm very happy with the race. You know, it's quite easy to have an incident here. So all in all, I think I'm pretty satisfied with the result today. A lot of points for the team, and as I say, you know, we were there to take the problems from Williams and Red Bull. But hopefully now for Barcelona we can bring a stronger package that can put us a lot closer to them to give them a challenge.
It's been a really good job, hasn't it, by the team to consolidate this early part of the season, considering what you've been driving and what you've been having to deal with, to know that you've got this new package coming that hopefully is going to bring you even better results.
Yeah, I think with the car that we have today, being P4 in the constructors, P7 on the drivers, it's an amazing job from the whole team, you know, and yeah, hopefully now for Barcelona we can be able to move a lot forwards and be in big contention to get a lot of points.
And you've got Esteban nipping at your heels now as well.
Yeah, that's good. I think he's doing a good job. It's important, you know, as a team that he pushes me, and that if I do a mistake or something, he's there to take it, you know, because I think if you don't have a strong teammate, you don't maximize the potential of the car. So I'm happy that he is coming up with speed.
Esteban, in the points again. P7 today, you must be really pleased.
Yeah, get rid of that 10th position. That's not too bad. No, really happy with the result. Really happy for the team as well. They did a perfect job all weekend. From the crew, from the crew on the pit stop, from the engineers, everyone did a fantastic job, which made a really smooth weekend. So no, really happy with the performance.
And we heard you on the radio, I need to pit ASAP, the team listened, you're in, you're back out, and you take those points today. It looked like timings of pit stops were pretty crucial in that race.
Yeah, it was because I was struggling with the Ultrasoft quite a lot in the beginning. Had a difficult start as well. Start of the race, I lost some position straight away, and managed to gain some in the first lap again in 3 corners, which was not easy, but I had to because it's so difficult to overtake. And then all went as planned, and perfect strategy by the team.
Great job.
Thank you.